Hello, welcome to another episode of social media addiction series. It has been very interesting, it has been very engaging and very enlightening. If you haven't watched our previous episodes, kindly go and visit the other episodes so that we are at par. Now, we are talking about how to deal with the addiction. It is more of solution oriented because we have dealt with many other aspects of the social media addiction, but this one is the most important part of it, because if you've been struggling with it, this is how you deal with it. And in our previous episode, we talked about 3 other points on how to deal with social media addiction. And today, I want us to continue on the same, and I'll give us 3 more points. And one of it, or point number 4, or our first point in this episode, will be focus on real life connections, okay? Because in our previous episodes, we said online has a way of making you getting glued on the gadget or getting glued on that screen until you lose touch with the people around you or the family members around you. But one way of dealing with that kind of addiction is replacing that time you're spending online and choosing to focus on real life connections, okay? You prioritize in-person conversations because there are people you can't be with them in the same room for 5 good hours. They'll not even say a word to you. It will just be like, hi, karibu, and that's it. And for the next 5 hours, you haven't talked about anything. They haven't said anything. Even if you ask a question, maybe they don't even get it. They'll be like, what have you said? Pardon me? Because their focus is on the online, it's on the gadget most of the time, okay? But if you prioritize making connections, having conversations with people around you, even the simple ones, like going for a coffee date with a friend that you haven't met for the longest time, your life is always just social media, work, home, social media, work, home. But if you prioritize that and create time, go for a date, call that friend at home, have some dinner with them, have some real conversations, talk about relationships, talk about anything. Just make sure you are prioritizing the in-person conversations and personal connections with the people around you. That will help you to overcome this kind of social media addiction. Replace the online connections with maybe voice calls or video calls. Take time, that time that you're spending, the 4 hours that you're spending on TikTok, that you're spending moving from one platform of social media to another. Take 1 hour and tell yourself, this 1 hour, I'm going to set it aside to make calls to friends, okay? I'll make a call to maybe a friend that, you know, we were together like maybe a year back. Just talk to them, check up on them, get to know how they are doing. You never know, that will build something that is even more valuable compared to you taking all of that time on online or on your gadget. So let us be very, very careful to make sure that we shift our focus as well on real life connections, because it gets to a point that online will not do much. The real life connections that you have taken time to build and to even make sure that you are creating time to be with those people, those are the relationships that are going to add more value to you. Our other point is be mindful of the emotional triggers, okay? Be very mindful of the triggers that are the emotional triggers that you're getting after you've spent time online. Now, how do you get to know this? Ask yourself these 2 questions. How do you feel after scrolling? After you've watched the people, that you keep watching on TikTok, how do you feel after that? Do you feel worse? Do you feel drained? Do you feel inspired? Do you feel like you are edified? Do you feel like you have learned something? Do you feel like they have educated you, or you feel more useless than you even started scrolling? Now, if you're able to answer those key questions, that will help you to know that it's a sign you need to change what you're feeding on from those social media platforms. It is a sign that you need to change the people that you are watching on those online platforms. And it is not a sin, because we said before that whatever you consume online has a power to change or shape who you are in some way. And it can shape you to the negative side or to the positive side. So you need to ask yourself those vital questions. And once you get an answer to them, then you'll be able to know what the triggers are. What are those things that are draining you or making you feel worse after being online? And once you master that art, social media addiction will never affect you that bad. It will never make you feel, in a kind of way that is not adding value to you, because now you'll have mastered the power and the art of knowing what to watch and what not to watch. Okay, our last point on this episode is protect your sleep. Protect your sleep. I'll say it again. There are people who can spend time to just be online. And I think we mentioned that in one of our videos before. And we said there are people who will wake up in the middle of the night. It's saa saba usiku. Mtu anaamka amesikia notification. They can't just sleep. They have to check their phones. They have to remind themselves there is a conversation that I had and I had not finished that. So they wake up saa saba ya usiku to just chat or go online. By the time they know it, it's 3 a.m. in the morning and they need to wake up and still go to work. Will you be productive as a person? It becomes very, very challenging. But if we master that art of protecting your sleep, treat your sleep like it is one of the valuable things and gifts that you can ever have in this life, like no other. You'll be able to know, I have to sleep 2 hours or 3 hours or 6 hours a night, and that's it. And nothing, I'll not allow anything to interfere with that schedule. That will help you to even better your mood, and it will lower the risks of depression or getting depressed as a person. And also on that point, you can also set a rule that there is no phone. You have a no phone rule 1 hour before bed. I think I've mentioned that before. You set that rule and it will also help you to manage that. Change your phone, charge your phone away from your bed, because some of us, we sleep with the phones and our pillows. It can't just be far from us. You can decide, I'll charge my phone far away from the bed. Have a table, a distance far away from your bed. Let the phone charge from there. If you have an alarm, ikilia utaisikia tu. You don't need to have it under your pillow, okay? And that will help us to protect our sleep and have healthy boundaries as well, even as we try to overcome this issue of social media addiction. If this video has been of value to you, feel free to share with your loved ones and your friends. Stay tuned for more. See you on our next.